thanks for tuning in to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Brielle Jungblut, and today we're here with the golf coach, Coach Carlisle. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Okay, so congratulations on making the NCAA championship. Postseason play for golf is a little different from other sports. Can you explain how it works on regional level?
Certainly. Our super region is comprised of the South and the Southeast region, and it's by far and away the strongest there is in the country. And the NCAA does not move us around to make all the regions of equal strength and value. They just let you go to your closest one, which is, in our case, is made up of Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama. And for instance, this year in our super region, there are 20 teams there. Only 6 advanced out of there to the national championship, and of those 20 teams, 18 of them were ranked in the top 25 or better in the country. You had teams 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. I mean, it was ridiculous how strong it was. So that is by far the strongest Division II field we play every year. We feel like we make it through there, and any teams who make it through there, they kind of breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief because they know going to the national championship, it's not going to be as strong of a field as they just faced in their regional championship. So we were fortunate. We didn't play really well at our super region. We played well enough. Johnson Holiday played well. He had a good tournament. Brandon and Axel didn't really play that well. They had one good round. They came through in the clutch when we needed to down the stretch. The last day is always difficult there. It's always very close and very tight. So we're just real glad to have made it through. Like every single year that we make it through there, we're very fortunate to do so. A lot of good teams get left behind. Many times the number one team in the country doesn't make it out of that, make it to the national championship, but we were able to make it this year.
Right. Now, what does that say about our school?
About our school that we love golf and that it says that we have a good team, that we don't have to play our best to still be successful.
Right.
And to make it through. So that's always a good thing because you can't play good all the time.
Right.
And we realize that and are realistic about your chances are in the game of golf.
Okay, your team stayed in 4th place throughout the tournament, but on the final day it seemed like a few teams started to get close to you for a while. Were you guys nervous at all?
Well, a little bit. You always get a little bit worried because anything can happen, and this is your last chance to do it. But realistically, looking at it, the teams that moved up and got close to us, they started on the back 9. We started on the front. The front 9 is by far and away more difficult, and so we played through the front 9. They played the back 9 was easier, where they made up shots. When they got around to where we had started on the front 9, they had to play those holes, and they had a lot of trouble with them. And I, knew that their scores would go up a little bit as long as we maintained what we had and made a lot of pars and a few birdies, we'd be fine, and that's what we did.
Was there someone on your team that surprised you with their play from the last tournament? If so, why?
From the regional?
Right.
I wouldn't say surprised, but I was real happy that Johnson Holiday had a good, solid, complete tournament. I think he finished in the top 10 individually in the super region, which is good. Always glad to see a freshman finish in the top 10 in your super region. That speaks well for the future. But once again, I wouldn't say surprised, but I'm real happy for him that he played well that tournament.
Now, did you expect this from him when he came to campus?
Oh, yeah, he was a really good player. He's one that fell through the cracks a lot of the big schools missed out on. They all, now when I talk to any of the D1 coaches, they always shake their head like, should have taken another look at that kid. So.
Can you explain to our fans how the NCAA championship works, which includes match play?
Certainly. Division II has kind of followed suit what Division I has done. We play medal match play. It's how the championship's ultimately decided. So we go to the national championship, which this year is in Rock Barn, North Carolina, and there'll be 20 teams there, and we'll play 3 rounds, 54 holes of medal play, just like we play all during the year. The top 8 teams will advance to a match play ladder system. They'll break ties. If you tie for 8th, you're going to have to go in a playoff with another team in order to make it match play. So you get your top 8 teams go to match play, and number 1 plays number 8, 2 plays 7, so forth, like that. First day you play 2 matches, so you go from 8 to 4 after the first match, you go from 4 to 2 after the second match, and then on that Friday, the 2 teams meet to determine who is the national champion for that year.
Well, going into the NCAA championship, is it difficult for you to know that after this you won't have Brandon Robinson-Thompson or Andrew Ward on your team anymore?
It is. We're going to miss them both for a number of reasons, not only just for their good play, they're good student athletes. Brandon's going to come back and graduate in the fall. Andrew graduated last week, got him a job already, got a couple other job offers too. So they both brought a lot to our program, not only on the golf course but off the golf course. Andrew was the Elite 89 award winner last year for the NCAA and won the Elite 15 for the Peach Belt this year. Like I say, both of them have graduated or are going to graduate, so we'll miss them, but They've done a lot for us here, and we really appreciate it.
Right, so we'll miss them on and off the field.
Exactly, just like I said.
What have each of those student athletes meant to your team?
Well, like I said, they both have played well for us, won a lot of tournaments, made a postseason play, and also made some really good grades and won a lot of academic awards, led the way there for winning those awards too.
Okay, Brandon's an All-American, and Andrew Ward is the reigning Elite 89 winner. What does it say about your program and the student athletes to have two of the best on one team?
Well, it says that we just did a good job recruiting players during that time. There's no doubt you got to make the grades. You got to be successful in the classroom to get to play on the golf course, and both of these guys have done it and done it very well.
We are looking forward to talking to you again after the NCAA championship, but can you talk a little bit about the future of the team with everyone that returns for next year?
Certainly. We've got returning players off our starters this year. We'll have Johnson Holiday and Axel Ustinson. Axel, of course, was the Peach Belt Freshman of the Year. He made first team All Peach Belt. He's like about the number 10th or 11th ranked Division II player in the country, by far and away the number 1 ranked freshman. So we've got 2 guys who played as freshmen for this year. We'll be back. They should be really strong leaders for us. Hubert Tisserand will be a junior next year. I expect him to have a good summer back home in Europe and improve his game to be able to come back. We've got a couple of new players coming in that I think I know they definitely will play for us, and a couple of returning players that did not play this year that'll be fighting for some spots to play.
Okay, so what are your expectations for each of those players that you just spoke about for the NCAA championships?
Well, we expect them to lead us right back where we are this year, next year. We expect to be in the same boat, sitting here talking to you, drinking iced tea at Fatz, talking about the national championship. And we expect those guys to get us here to be able to do this again next year.
Okay. What's been your favorite story that you can share with us for this year's team?
Favorite story that I can share. Keyword being
share.
that I can share. I don't know. That's a really hard one. We have a lot of adventures on the road. We have a lot of good times. A college golf team is probably one of the most intimate relationships between the players and the coach, because you spend so much time together.
Right.
You travel. You're stuck in a vehicle for 6, 8, 10 hours driving down the interstate. You hear everything that's going on. You eat all your meals together. You stay in a hotel together. You're just with them constantly around the clock. And then when we practice, we're around a lot too. So I hear anything and everything during the year. So it'd really be hard to pin down one story to tell, but we have a lot of good times. We have a lot of laughs. Everybody's good about laughing at themselves. Nobody takes themselves too seriously. It's just a typical, when we're going down the road in that Mercedes Sprinter going to the next term, it's like a rolling locker room. It's plenty of locker room humor. Nobody has thin skin. Everybody can dish it out and everybody can take it. So we do have a lot of fun and do a lot of bonding
that's really
along the way.
good. Okay, well, thank you so much, and good luck in your upcoming tournament.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, guys, that wraps things up at Coach's Corner, brought to you by Fat's Cafe. Tune in with us next week. Thank you.